So what do you think about this big debate that's happening right now? Old school training versus new school training, new age bodybuilding. Well, some people say in the 90s bodybuilding was way better, people were better conditioned, better, better bodies in general than now. Some people say no, now it's better. Where's your stand on this?
Well, I have my opinion is formed from actually being there. I've seen the competitors in the 80s and the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, however you name that. But I actually have seen them in person. I have firsthand experience with all those decades. I just think it's a little different. Like what you saw, like first of all, I think the genetics. When you look at the guys like Flex Wheeler and Ronnie Coleman and Kevin Levrone, you're talking about elite genetics. It seems like that decade had these guys with incredible genetics, and I loved all those guys. Flex was my favorite for many years from that era. And you see the guys now, and I think the guys now are they're bigger. I mean, if you just look at weight, physical weight, they're bigger. I look at it as just different eras. Like when I look at the older era, I see a little more muscle separation. I see a little bit more streamlined to the physiques. But I don't look at. I'm not trying to be politically correct. I really just look at it as different generations. Where I see the difference is on the amateur level, and I can unequivocally state that the amateur level is nothing now compared to what it used to be. Now we could have a real interesting discussion on that. But at the pro level, I just look at as different eras. The judges picked winners who were bigger, so the bodybuilders tried to become bigger. You can't blame them. That was the standard that was awarded, so that's what they did, right? So, I personally like the little smaller and tighter look, which might surprise people because I was a short, bigger guy myself. But I'd rather look like Flex Wheeler than look like me. So, but at the pro level, I just think it's different generations. I think that all these generations had great champions. I trained with Bandon Curry this weekend, and that guy is an absolutely unbelievable guy. He's an awesome guy. And so that's kind of how I see the pro level. The national level, man, that's where it's way different, completely different.
So Bandon is a great guy. Obviously, he's a current Mr. Olympia. So how do you feel, and how do you think he feels about people throwing shade at him? Guys like Dorian, Yates, and Ronnie Coleman on the record saying that in their time he wouldn't be placed in top 6 or top 5, whatever.
Bandon, he doesn't. He's very mature. So he's not sitting there, saying, no, he's not getting into these arguments. Bandon internalizes, and if you know Bandon, he's a very intelligent man. So Bandon also knows that he has to get better. And what I like about him is his mindset. His mindset is he still can get a lot better, and he knows that. And that's what I like. That's when I saw him, I was curious to see kind of just how he was mentally, just being the champion and all that. And kind of the overriding theme I got from him was, I'm the champ, but I know I got to get better, and I'm going to get better. I didn't sense any entitlement from him at all. So I think what you're going to see with Bandon is he's going to continue to get better. So I don't think the comments that people make about him, I mentioned it to him. I said, I did an interview with him, and I said, you hear all these comments, right? And he said, yeah, absolutely. But he's not losing any sleep over it. He's just taking it in. He's internalizing. He's training hard, and he knows he's got to get better, which is what a champion does.